Fake news. The combination of these two words is a conjunction that has increased in popularity in recent years. But what does it mean? We can understand better by analyzing the meaning of these two words separately. The word fake is used to describe something that isn't genuine, with synonyms including the words hoax and imitation. In other words, something that is fake is fabricated with the intention to deceive. The word news can be defined as noteworthy information, which takes the form of reports, announcements, intelligence, disclosures, etc. These words together give us a definition of the words disinformation and propaganda. These are words which evidently have a very real history that stretches as far back as ancient Greece, where disinformation was used as a tactic for rhetoric and political goals. If the Oracle of Delphi, which was a priestess considered a spokesperson for the Greek deity Apollo, said that a war was to be fought and won, then the population of Greece was ready to fight. The Roman Emperor Augustus, among others, distributed propaganda throughout the empire with the use of coins that claimed he was the son of a god, which referenced his uncle and adoptive father, Julius Caesar. The medieval Catholic Church utilized fake news by convincing its supporters that their sins could be pardoned for a fee, which guaranteed a place in heaven. These were called indulgences. During World War I, the Committee of Public Information would distribute customized news reports on behalf of the United States government in order to maintain support of the population in regards to the war efforts. This manipulation of media included the suppression of information, censorship, a characteristic of disinformation and propaganda use. Psychologist Edward Bernays, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, was an agent of the CPI. He continued to work with media throughout his life. Representing the tobacco industry, he popularized the notion of women smoking through the organization of the 1929's Torches of Liberty Brigade, where suffragettes marched and smoked cigarettes to symbolize their liberation. Considered a father of market research, he is even the reason why consuming bacon and eggs for breakfast became popular. In his book titled Propaganda, Bernays states that, quote, "We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested, largely by men we have never heard of. This is a result of the way our democratic society is organized." Communist leaders such as Lenin, Stalin, Mao, and Hitler understood, recognized, and utilized the power of propaganda. The Communist Party of China even receives the assistance of Apple's CEO in censoring citizens and violating the human rights recognized in America. Recall that censorship is a direct violation of the First Amendment and acknowledge the fact that many Americans have iPhones whose data is now accessible to Communist China. Reflect on the fact that propaganda, fake news, depends on the omission of truth, and now consider the existing propaganda efforts in the West. Tommy Robinson, a British activist who has helped bring attention to extensive pedophile rings within the UK, a problem which political correctness had prevented officials from tackling sooner, is now being jailed for 13 months for reporting on the trials. The original charge declared at his arrest was breach of peace and was later changed to contempt of court. Up until recently, the British Parliament had declared censorship on the Tommy Robinson case, a blackout that was lifted because of public outrage. Evidence points to propaganda, fake news, being an active performance right here in America. Recently declassified documents on the abuses of the Department of Justice and FBI made clear that the famous Steele dossier, which led to concern over Russian collusion in the Trump campaign, was in fact created on behalf of the Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign, who paid Christopher Steele, a longtime FBI informant, $160,000 to create this fake document, to distribute this fake news, this propaganda, meant to discredit the integrity of our democratically elected president. If this isn't enough to convince you of the history of fake news and its activity, then I leave you with this.
Watch is making sure there's a double blind between the actual campaign and the actual DNC and what we're doing. There's a double blind there. So that they can plausibly deny that they knew it.
Mentally ill people, we pay to do shit. Make no mistake. Over the last 20 years, I've paid off a few homeless guys to do some.
Very careful, because what we don't need is for it to show up on CNN that the DNC paid for X people to. That's not going to happen.
So the Chicago protest, when they shut all that was us. Was more him than me, but none of this is supposed to come back to us because we want it coming from people. We don't want it to come from the party.
Hillary is aware of all the work that you guys do. I hope.
Yeah, starting